Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 19 Ultimate Team. This is episode number 77, and in this episode, we are finishing MUT Master. Finally done with it. It honestly did not take all that much. Like, I did it pretty damn casually, man. Like, it was not really something that I expected to get, so I just didn't think that I was going to be able to get MUT Master, but I don't know. I guess I got it, man. So, you know what? 500K and a 95 overall. Ryan Shazier is coming our way. We actually got him to a 97 overall. So, that Ryan Shazier is going to be pretty much a starter on our team. He's going to be our second middle linebacker, but we're going to sub him in at outside linebacker, stuff like that, and use him there as pretty much our starter. And we do get 500K from that. So, we are at over 1 million coins, man. We are officially a MUT millionaire for the first time this year. Pretty cool to have 1 million coins. I mean, obviously, we don't really have much to spend it on right now. With all the free 97s and stuff coming out, I just don't really want to buy anything because I feel like I'm going to pull something that's going to replace that card anyway. I don't have a ton of power-ups on my team. I mean, I have a few, but not many that I really, like, try to upgrade to, like, 97, 98 overalls because most of the cards we have are just 98s. Like, it would cost so much to be able to power them up. I don't see it being worth it right now, but we'll see, man. You know, later if we decide to make some upgrades or maybe, you know, spend some coins to get some of our current players powered up, stuff like that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want me to do, but right now we got 1 million coins and really nothing to do with it, honestly. I mean, we're kind of just messing around, seeing what we want to upgrade as we go, as we play, seeing what parts of our team need to be upgraded. And going into this game, part of our team that we don't really need to upgrade anymore, but we're still keeping an eye on is Patrick Peterson, you know, our secondary right now. Played really good with Stephon Gilmore and Richard Sherman, even though Richard Sherman was not all that great. As this dude decides to taunt on the punt return, I don't know, fucking douchebag, whatever. I mean, that's just how I feel. I mean, if you're taunting in the first quarter when you haven't even ran an offensive play yet, you're kind of a douche. I mean, no, not kind of, you are a douche. So, I mean, this dude, whatever, obviously had me fuming a tiny bit. You know, after I saw that, I wasn't really mad. It was more like sitting up in the chair type, you know what I mean? Like, really trying to focus a bit. And this dude, you know, he had a pretty good offense, man. He had Aaron Rodgers. He definitely knew what he was doing. He was running, like, empty backfield, stuff like that, catching me on these drags. It's really hard to stop this stuff, man. I mean, you can, like, man people up and you play underneath, but I haven't figured out the magic formula for stopping all this stuff, you know, the double slants along with the drags. And eventually something gets open, and our D-line just wasn't really able to get much pressure. You guys can see he's just standing in a clean pocket, ends up firing a dot into the end zone to make it 7-0 early right after he stopped us. So, I mean, right now, I guess he kind of he was okay to taunt. I mean, he ends up putting up 7, so he wasn't, you know, taunting and then, you know, just ultimately turning it over right away. He ends up putting up 7 points, so I guess he backed it up so far. Right now, we're trying to do something. Obviously, our first drive did not really go the way we wanted, so 1st and 10, throwing it away with Russell Wilson. Just dumb. 0 for 3 to start this game. It did not start well. You know, right now, Russell just not really able to do much, but finally we find Jerry Rice. He was wide open. You know, just tried to find the zone between the safety and the corner, and luckily he held on to that. Obviously, you know, Jerry Rice isn't going to make every one of those catches, but luckily he makes that one, get us past midfield with Todd Gurley. 1st and 10, looking downfield, and we find Eric Ebron, but unfortunately he cannot make that catch. I was actually looking at Doug Baldwin for a second, but then I found Ebron. But, you know, most of the time he makes that catch. I was a little bit surprised when he didn't. 2nd and 10, we do decide to run with Russell, and we get a good chunk of yards right there. That's why we like the extra speed with Russell. We end up getting 22 instead of, you know, maybe 11 or 12 with Otto Graham right there. Very close to being picked off. A very dumb read by me. Don't know what it was doing. Just a hasty, dumb read. It's 2nd and 10. That was not a dumb read. We end up finding Todd Gurley, so we end up finding him, you know, one way or another. We tried to hit him once, almost picked. We find him again. That was just a really good pass lead outside by Russell Wilson. I was very surprised on the run that he made that throw, but it was a beautiful throw, man. That Russell has 96 throw on the run, and it's 96 throw on the run. Like, it's not bullshit. I mean, that dude, he throws some dots on the run. I'm really liking this Russell card, man. He's played really good for us. And, you know, he's made pretty much every throw we need him to. A 2nd and 13. This guy does end up firing an incomplete pass to Julio Jones, pretty much in triple coverage. 3rd and 13. He ends up running this play multiple times. Now, this is kind of like the play that I run where I run Doug over the middle and playmaker him back. For some reason, I didn't man up somebody until later. Eventually, I do end up stopping that. But he caught me a couple times on those double slants and motioning somebody up and really got me on those playmakers a couple times, man. You know, ultimately gets him into field goal range. So right now, we're just trying to hold him to that field goal, but he has so much time, man. He finds Dwight Clark, or no, not Dwight Clark, Dallas Clark. God damn, I almost did it again. I did do it again, but you know, it's Dallas Clark. I got to make sure I get that right. He ends up eating a big hit, but getting a good chunk of yards. 1st and 10. Who does he find? Dallas Clark. Once again, man, this dude, he had an offense and he was not deviating from it. I mean, it was empty backfield slants and just trying to find whatever the fuck he could. He had all the time in the world, it seemed like. I could not get any sort of pressure. My defense was just not really holding up. So 14-7, it's obviously not a mystery what we need to do. We need to lock the fuck up on defense and continue to score points. So right now we get back on offense, finding Eric Ebron. He eats a big hit. I think that's Telvin Smith ends up laying that one. 3rd and 1, we decide to run with Todd Gurley, and this dude makes a good user play. Completely stuffs us, man. So 4th and 1, I decide to go for it, and we get stopped. I don't know why I ran out of shotgun. I said it in, I think, Mutt Drafts. In the first Mutt Drafts game I posted that it's dumb to run out of shotgun, especially on 2nd and 3rd and short, and especially 4th and short, because you're just, the guy can shoot the gap out of shotgun. It just doesn't work. Sure enough, right there, I didn't follow my own rule. Do as I say, not as I do. I run it right into a brick wall, and we end up, ultimately turning it over on 4th down. But luckily, this dude ends up shanking the fuck out of his field goal on 4th and 9, so it doesn't end up hurting us, luckily. I mean, that dude, he really didn't do anything on that drive and had to take a field goal pretty much immediately after getting the ball. And sure enough, he completely shanks it, so we give up no points. We're not down by 2 scores with 33 seconds left now. We're trying to get down the field and at least get some points. We're at the 32. We're in field goal range. All we want to do is not get sacked and hopefully, try to stretch it to the end zone if we can. And 3rd and 4... Oh my god, dude. I look at Eric Ebron too much. I really do. When I'm just looking for little chunk plays, 5, 6, 7 yards, stuff like that, I am keyed on Eric Ebron. Whenever I get a card like that I get confidence in, I just start looking at him like crazy, and sure enough, I end up throwing a bad pick when it could have made it, a 14-10 game at least, but luckily, again, this guy ends up throwing a pick just before half. That's his 2nd turnover. Granted, the first one was a field goal, but, bottom line, it was a turnover on downs. Then he throws a pick after we throw our pick, and I get a chance at a field goal with 1 second left, and it banks off the fucking post. So we each have a missed field goal in the first half. His would have put him up 17-7, ultimately 2 scores. Ours would have made it 14-10 coming into half. But, we each get no points out of that. Obviously, mine was just not having enough leg. His was completely shanked, and this dude comes out. I don't know what he was doing on the kickoff. I don't know if you guys saw that. He's taunting. He's doing whatever the fuck. I don't know. The dude's a clown. I mean, that's the bottom line. Dude's a clown. So getting back on defense, man, obviously he's back on offense, running his same stuff, the slants, the playmaker, just relying on playmakers, what he's doing. He knows his base play isn't going to work, and right there, it goes right over my head. Cannot get the pick, ends up getting taken out the 27-yard line. And, yeah, man, just can't catch a break right now. I don't really know what to do. Like, I feel like I'm covering the stuff, but I just can't get it, and I know that he just wants to roll out, and my D-line is not getting any sort of pressure until finally, Reggie White gets a sack. It looked like he just molested the tight end, though. Like, his O-line's really good, but we end up getting the block shit on the tight end. That was kind of ironic timing. But 8 rushes for 18 yards for Ricky Williams. 4th and 16, he does go ahead and decide to take his field goal. So now he has that 17-7 lead that he should have had earlier if he wouldn't have shanked the field goal. Obviously, like I said, if we would have made ours, it would be 17-10 right now. But unfortunately, we weren't. We were just a yard away. If we dove a yard further, man, on that pick before half, we would be, within 1 score right now. But unfortunately, we got to fight back from 2. So, I mean, we really got to move the ball. We got to try to get chunk plays. This dude, luckily, starts blitzing. And honestly, when I see blitzing, I'm actually happy. Because I feel like right now, he should be playing a little bit more hesitant. But I know I can beat blitzes, especially blitzes like this. And sure enough, we end up getting a big chunk play to Todd Gurley. That's all we want right now, man. A minute in the 3rd quarter, this guy's just sending this edge blitz over and over and over again. We're finding people. I can't get it off, though. We had, I think, Eric Ebron wide open over the middle. I try to force it to Jerry. Nothing there. 2nd and 10. I have the drag open. I get greedy. I hesitate, and we're sacked by Mean Joe Green. 3rd and 22. We decide to go ahead and fire over in the middle to Jerry Rice. That's fine with me. I just wanted to get into field goal range to make it 1 score. Again, I was a little bit surprised at how this guy was running his defense. I feel like right there, again, like after blitzing so much, he finally runs like regular prevent type defense, the defense you would think he'd be running to try to get me to waste more clock, but he decides to run it on 3rd and long, and it makes it easy for us to be able to get into field goal range. So right now, down 1 score, 3rd and 16, we need a big play. He has forever in the pocket again, but finally we get a block shed with John Randall, and we get the sack. That Randall's been going off recently in the past couple episodes. It's 4th and 24. He does decide to punt. We get our stop. Desmond King is able to return it. a very bad punt, man. We get it at the 39-yard line, so good field position right now. We got to take advantage of it with 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. We get sacked, though, by Alan Page on our first play. 2nd and 13, we decide to run. I was just trying to get outside the blitz. We end up getting a decent amount of yards right there to get us to the 36, but again, we're still stuck in 3rd and 7, so we do end up just trusting Eric Ebron. That's the bottom line. We just trusted that man. He ends up making that catch, put it somewhere his user couldn't make a play on it. 1st and 10, firing to Tyler Lockett, and that was risky, man. Right now, looking for T-Lock again. This time, he does make the catch as we do get inside the 5-yard line. That was almost picked before. Luckily, that time, he was way too wide open for it to have any chance of being picked. We find Eric Ebron. He almost falls into the end zone at the 1-yard line. Otto Graham gets in, baby. We end up subbing in Otto Graham. Didn't feel like we really needed Russell on the field for that play. I mean, Otto Graham's a little bit taller. I'm not sure if that increases our chances of getting the sneak, but I figured why not sub him in. So Otto Graham ends up vulturing a touchdown. We'll take it, man. Ends up putting the game tied 17-17. A minute 30 left. We have to make a stop. You guys can see that. That's self-explanatory. We end up big hitting the fuck out of Ricky Williams. No way he was going to hold on to that ball. 3rd and 8. Aaron Rodgers dropping back, running the same slant play he has all game long. And Richard Sherman can't jump and make that pick. He threw it right at Richard Sherman. I was so fucking pissed when I saw that, man. 6'3", 97 jumping. I thought I had the game won right there, but unfortunately, we don't get the pick. We would have got the ball really close to field goal range. We end up getting another sack from, I think that's John Randall. 3rd and 19. Aaron Rodgers rolling out. Reggie White dives early. He has extra time. And he finds Dallas Clark. Damn, man. Gets it to the 23-yard line. 12 seconds left. Ricky Williams runs it outside, just trying to waste some extra clock. And, we don't have enough timeouts really to stop him, and not enough time would be even left for us to do anything. So he ends up going out of bounds on 2nd and 9. We're able to save a timeout, but ultimately it doesn't matter. 3 seconds left. It's up. And unfortunately, it's good. The dude ends up clutching up at the end. Richard Sherman cannot jump and make the pick. I don't know. He must have just been too far away. It just looked like he was right there. Like I've seen Desmond King, it feels like, make those picks before. I don't know if it's Aaron Rodgers or whatever, but, good game to this guy, man. I mean, for real. I mean, he's kind of a clown for what he did earlier, taunting on the fucking kickoffs. I didn't show every kickoff, but he did the same thing on every kickoff in the second half that he did coming out of half, where he just kind of sat in the back of the end zone and taunted almost. I was very surprised that he didn't fumble or anything. I got a couple strip animations, but nothing to show for it. So ultimately, man, 20-17, we take a tough loss. Last episode we debuted Patrick Peterson. We got 2 good rage quits, and then this episode, I don't think Patrick Peterson got a name mention or name recognition at all during this game, man. Like, for real, he's locking down that side of the field. I don't notice him getting burnt at all. I just don't think people want to throw at him, so I guess that's a good thing to look at. Pat Pete still being a beast, but I hope you guys enjoyed this episode nonetheless. I don't like to bring losses, but you know what? This was a good loss, a competitive loss, and, I don't stray away from showing my losses, man. Good games are good games, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to look out for the next one, and as always, I'm out. Peace.